uh, made a rambly video. I forgot if I kind of feel bad about it now again. I don't want to delete it, but it's like I think it's not coming off as clear at all. Like I started off about LGBT and ended up with just the world problems like I feared would happen, because I just can't talk about one thing specifically, because to me everything comes down to the same thing eventually. Like I see the one problem that happens in a specific group or thing, I see it again happening in the world. Like war, like disagreements happen everywhere, right? I see, if I would talk about relationships or disagreements, I end up talking about disagreements in the world, because eventually what happens in that thing, it happens everywhere else on a bigger scale in general, because there's just a pattern to these things. And I couldn't bother explaining that because the video was too long anyway, and I feel like that one's gonna get a lot of dislikes. And while I'm not forcing to say like the video, I'm kind of fearful for dislikes, because people not bother watching it. But I will just ask kindly, if you wanna hear what I have to say, just put up the volume, I guess. Try to pause it if something doesn't make too much sense to you, or ask questions in the comments, but keep them respectful. I could sometimes feel offended, likely, but like I said, I'm also human. I'm trying to work on myself. It's my fault if I cannot rationalize your question, but if I do happen to ignore it, it could be by many things. It's not just because I ignore it. It could be because I'm not much on watching my own videos anymore, because what I usually end up doing is I see a video of myself from years ago and I feel weird about it and I don't want to go return to it. Sometimes a lot of stuff happened in that video, like comments, likes, whatever. I just don't feel like watching it again. Just to try to understand me, is because I don't want to see my old self anymore. I can't accept, in a way. Well, not fully, to be honest. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If I would have said I accept myself, but at the same time I can't watch myself from the past. But if I accept myself, I should be okay with watching myself or knowing that I was different back then. Oops. But I do acknowledge, at least, that I was different back then, and it's still me, but it's like some aspects of me that I said back then or looked like back then, I just don't like. It just feels uncomfortable, okay? But I kept those videos up because I'm trying to also just don't give a fuck about what others have to say, in case that does not help me in any way, or it is purely offensive, or it is whatever. But this is just a disclaimer, or like a reminder of the previous video, in case you do have to end up watching this video after the other one, because you see I'm in a different setting, different clothes, so this is a follow-up sort of. But now I'm trying to talk about my transition, because I said in that video in the beginning, if you did catch up to that I am in a transitioning. So I am on testosterone. That's what the hormones here are called. Injections intramuscular for about 2.5 months. Why should I say a half? Because it's every 2 weeks, and it's like almost half this month. So like this Friday I'm gonna get my next injection, which is going to help me and lead up to a month extra, so like 3 months, 4 months. I consider the low dosage. I don't know what the complete dosage is, because I suck at logic. Sometimes I do suck at reading logic, making sense of things. While I try my best to understand now, it's like very difficult sometimes still for me to make sense of what certain things are. Like instructions, for instance, I'm very bad at those. I always have been, and I'm trying to focus but it's just my brain that doesn't interpret it the same way as, like I said in another video probably, as how it factually is written as. The problem is people can always read something and think it's something else because people are like that. But I'm trying. So let's say some people don't believe that I actually started hormones, and a lot happened in the past months. I don't know if it's because I transitioned that I feel that everything fell in place aside of my body at least. It's more like maybe just that the situation was there, like I could move out. I talked back to a few old family members that I haven't seen for years, which is very was and still is very scary and weird, and I had a lot to process about that, and still do, because it's just a very messy. We had a very dark past or messy past, and a lot of fights and disagreements. So we try to make up for it, but sometimes we slip in a few classic accusations here and there, or stuff, reminders of what happened, because it was very impactful though. So if some family members I haven't seen anymore are just gone, or some who have not accepted me, like because I'm trans or whatever, or because whatever thing I chose to do. So I mean, I move on from it, but very few times I still ponder on it, because I'm human and I have thoughts and I doubt things and overthink things sometimes. So, but it makes it sometimes it's like a dream. You need that to in order to process it further and further till it's like less of an issue or something like that. So that's why you also have therapists, to talk to yourself in a way, but like from somebody like your rational version that doesn't look like you. To me, it's like talking to a wall that talks back sometimes. Okay, that's very weird to yeah. But yeah, so I started financially. It's not always simple. This month is not the easiest month, to be honest, financially. It's a very tight budget, just in general, partially because I have spent my money not really calculated wise, because the things I do spend it on mostly are not that useless. Things that I actually have considered and thought about before, and things I always wanted for a long time and couldn't wait for anymore. Things that was just on my mind and like actually bothering me, basically. Like my transition, for instance, I couldn't wait on that anymore. It's sometimes inconvenient times that I get my bills to pay and extra bills to pay, because it's not just rent, it's more than rent sometimes. It is more than rent, actually. I see a lot. So things that could have changed, I don't know. My voice is going all sides, but it's apparently sounds the same in people's ears and on video probably as well. But I feel that it is not stable anymore. Like, it sounds raspy right now. It sounds. The only way I know, I'm not gonna give you a demonstration about it, is when I laugh, or I force my voice to, like, when you are laughing and you make funny voices and you're like yeah, my voice goes like squeaky, like very squeaky, like your ears bleed squeaky. Like, I was with a friend a few times this month and past last month, I guess, and my voice went in all directions, and it keeps doing that consistently every time I laugh. So it's not that I'm ill, it's never happened before. It is like a puberty. Yeah, it is like a teenage guy that starts laughing and his voice is like oh wow, that wasn't that came out very weird as well. Like, especially late in the evening, your voice gets tired, and I'm like that sound like it's just, it goes away, drops, just like, yeah, doesn't I don't know if my Adam's apple is dropping. I sometimes think that it is, but it feels slightly more present. But to be honest, everybody's an Adam's apple by the way, but it's like it's still high up. Um, it depends on my posture. It depends on situations. I do have a stupid skin neck fat ish thing going on, so it just covered it up slightly. I guess I don't know, but it will drop, of course, but not maybe not that crazy much. But I don't want that. To be honest, I've seen guys that are either skinny or not, but they have this huge Adam's apple showing, like it's very thick and out there, and I don't like that either. It's just feels uncomfortable. It looks weird. You look, I don't know. It's a lump in your neck. It's if it's visible enough, I don't mind, but that's not really what people look at because some females have bigger Adam's apples than some men have. So, and they still are seen as women. No, I'm not speaking about trans women. I'm actually speaking about cis women as well. I've had a few friends or people that I knew in school that have prominent Adam's apples, and they were women, and they were not misgendered or anything. So the voice was also feminine. It just depends on your, I guess, your bone structure and genetics. I have thin bones, which I doesn't really change much on testosterone. It could thicken it a little bit, but it cannot really make it like the general male skeleton. I was sort of blessed with not big hip bones at all, but I'm trying to work that fat off. It has changed. It looks slightly better, but I still have fats on my ass and certain areas that I don't think a general guy doesn't have, especially from the weight that I have, and I'm not fat or overweight. I'm basic now. I'm on a standard female weight still, especially because of my bone structure. I like 75 kilograms. No, five. What the fuck? 57 kilograms. 75 is a bit much. No, 57. So it's basic. It should be more, but I think it will if I keep working out and eating and my hormones keep shifting stuff around slowly. I think it is already, but I'm not sure because it could be partially from working out. It could be just because my hair looks small and my face is more out there, or my neck at least. My neck looks weird. It always has this weird trapezius shape, but it is broad. My neck is broad, but it just looks like this instead of just straight. And like, especially on camera, I look so weird. In reality, it looks more bad. Now on camera, it always looks so. It's like, I don't know. I don't have a thin neck. At least my neck is like, this is my like jawline, which is non-existent. This is my neck. I got hairier slightly, or at least my hair got prominenter or prominent. My legs, I mean, can be bothered with that. I mean, I always had legs on my thighs already, and now it's probably filling in a lot more likely. But I'm ginger, I'm blonde. At the same time, I do also have brown hair, but it's more ginger and blonde, so most hairs don't show in a certain lighting at all. Which also is my peach fuzz. Peach fuzz, I think. I'm not sure. Some people don't see it at all, but in a very subtle, in a white light, like natural lighting, you can sort of see my stashy hairs darker than when they were, and they're thicker because I've shaved them off a few times and they are present. They make that cracky noise when you move against it. You know what that? Not well, not on camera, but could be thinning out because it's growing out again. But it is. I do feel it. Like sometimes, like females have that, but when you eat like something with like sauce or stickiness, I always feel that, especially here, like sticky, stuck on it. I had that before, but now it feels so dry and here I guess you won't see it anyway with this quality, I know, but like here it's like you see my hair color is so special. It could go out anyway, either sides. It could be blonde, it could be ginger, it could be brown, it could be black band almost, but this facial hair could likely be ginger blonde, right now or darkening later, but now it's just a few hairs in certain lines show darker and thicker. Um, like especially here, like a very weird section. It's not thick enough to feel whiskers. It's just one hair, but I had that pretty for some reason. Apparently, I just suddenly grew a weird one hair on my chin that consistently grows back, and I always pluck it off because it's very. It looks awkward. Gets kind of long, so like hair on my stomach, like below my belly button, I guess probably few more hairs. Also ginger brownish. So, I mean, there's no shame anymore in talking about my body hair color anyway, because people will probably guess that my pubes are ginger brown or anyway, because logically it will be that color, right? So yeah, that probably. And about that area, yes, things grew a little bit more, not that much more from the first month, but they're all growing. Thing is growing. It is a very the situation about it is very uncomfortable because some days I don't mind it, but it's because I don't feel it as present. Sometimes it's very out there, but not as the way I would want to, if that makes sense. Because I still get my stingers in my hair. But stick in my hair. Get out of my hair. I still get my female situation like every month. Still, it is maybe slowing down or getting less and less, but that could also be because the days are going by fast and I don't pay attention to it as much as I did. But I actually never paid that much attention to it, but I did feel comfortable by it because it's present. And with the whole situation down there, it's sometimes concerning for me, but nothing horrible, I guess. Sometimes you probably wonder, if you're dysphoric, why would you know that your lower area is growing? Well, people gotta check if things are fine, and yes, I sometimes have to check, but it's not like I enjoy that. It's just like I wonder how that works. Because sometimes I'm like, yes, if you're a dude in female body, sometimes you're just like, well, let's just see how that works, I guess. So, to be honest, I'm sometimes like it's a body part, but I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like, but it's just sometimes just like, it's a body part. I guess I'm just going to check out like how that functions. Oh, this makes it very awkward. Okay, yeah, so body hair is more present, I guess, and muscle mass could be slightly more, could be just from working out. I mean, I thought I felt leaner, because there's randomly I had something in my head that says maybe I should feel my muscles more. I gotta admit I do that a lot, but just to check if I lost muscle mass or if I must, like, my shoulders still too bony for me and everything. That's a habit that I have. Like, it's not like I'm like it's more just like whatever. And I guess I feel leaner, but I don't know, it's just only 2 months. And like my cheeks, some days I think they look fine, some days I think they look too brown, chubby, soft. Eyebrow hair, I mean, always have eyebrow hair, like thick eyebrow hair. Some say your pee smells different. I do have to say my pee stinks, but I don't know if that's because I eat weird shit lately, or it's because, or drink weird shit, or it's because I actually, my pee is changing to a more of a male speed. I mean, red blood cells, things will get checked out in another 3 months when I get my blood drawn again, and I don't like that. Just because it's scary. I don't mind needle in my butt anymore as much, but I still am fearful about blood drawn from my arm because it's a very sensitive area for me. I did talk to my endocrinologist person, and he does confirm that my veins are very jumpy and they don't really sit firmly in place, so which means if you press on them they like move, and I don't know if that's just with females. I hope not, because that would add to my dysphoria. But if it happens in males as well, like your veins, I mean, my veins in one arm are so prominent, like one vein runs from here. You won't see it on camera, but like in line. But it's jumpy. It's really jumpy. It doesn't matter if I work out. It doesn't matter what I eat or how much testosterone. It's gonna be that vein that doesn't want to work with me. And I don't know if I get veinier or not. It could be like working out. I mean, some ways it look slightly leaner. Okay, but as I say, it could be. Things about mood swings and horniness and hunger. I thought I had hunger and horniness in the beginning, like the very beginning. I felt weird. Like sometimes I wake up in the night and I'm like, oh well, I feel. But I think I always had that. I don't. It doesn't feel different right now. Lately, it doesn't feel any different. My hunger, it doesn't feel any different. My strength levels, I think I am stronger because I lift more, but it could also be just my motivation that's different. So I'm not counting too much on that because I'm just a weak person. Weird side effects, like not really out there right now. I sometimes think I get headaches because of the hormones, but again, sometimes it could be just the weather because my immune system is battling stuff to not get in. Sometimes it's because I sleep too much, too less. It could be anything. So I'm not thinking anything is out of the ordinary right now, which is good. What else? My hairline, I mean, now it's short, so it looks obvious how my hairline works. It's still the same as ever. It is a very ugly hairline. I find I want it more squared out, but not like receding necessarily, but I wish it was more, because there are women who also squared out hairlines, by the way, and I just like slightly squared out hairlines in general on people, maybe rounded off with some women, but like I'm a dude, I don't want this weird thing going on that it goes like this. I want it more like well, I guess receded, but it will recede, I guess, and I will be scared once it happens, probably. Actually, to be honest, hairline people don't look at too much. It's usually they will look at my voice and they look at my face because they can't really look at my body because it's hidden. I'm blind still. Oh, I have to talk about that too. But you usually guess it about my face shape and my voice that they think I'm a woman. Sometimes my hands, which makes me very upset, but it's mainly this area. Sometimes also my gestures, which I don't get at all because I've seen men cross their legs, I've seen men very hyperactive, I've seen men cry, I've seen men, but there's still some stigma, I guess, subconsciously, because people don't want to think like that. It's just drilled in their brain, like some reason. Because I don't do that on purpose to hurt me. They just say maybe you should be less talkative or something like that. Kind of still upsets me because again, the story of it. Try to accept that people don't do it to harm me, misgendering and all that stuff. So with binding, I mean, my binder can stretch with me, but eventually, if I get broader or things are shifting around, I think my binder will break or at least wear out because I don't think it's just the binding, but it could be. But my ribs hurt, like they sting, like a nerve or a muscle, something is like pressed. Breathing is difficult sometimes now because I never had problems with my binder before, but now it's getting probably the way it should be that I'm filling out. That is something that just hurts to breathe out or in very hard. I think my chest area is changing finally, that I finally am getting more chest muscles, but again it could be from working out, but I feel like they are more there. Like when I bind, like, okay, I touch my chest, but let's just spine it, whatever, it's just chest, Jesus Christ. So, and it's binded. So I also try to keep my nipples in place the way it should, but like when I bind, it feels more tighter, like flatter. I mean, how do I explain this? So I don't feel the squishiness as much. I can kind of feel the muscle mass below my fat chest stuff. I don't want to say the words because it just feels uncomfortable to me, slightly. So that's good in a way, but they also sag, which like they are getting smaller, I guess. But I am concerned that they will go to places where they shouldn't go to, because that will make binding worse and it will make my future worse in case of my ribs, and surgery in case I do that, which I might, because I have to make a decision if I could honestly bind it, but then I will always be restricted, or I will take the chance and do top surgery, which is financially not the best idea right now, but I have to wait anyway. Let's say in about 2 years at least, or 3 years, when the hormones are in my body long enough, because I might have to do a hysterectomy, who knows. I might have to do top surgery as well, so the fear is financially, but it also is because I never had surgery before. I don't want to get skinny again from 6 weeks of rest. I want to not get post-op depression. I'm scared of that. I want to have support, which is difficult to get. Why am I doing that? It's a rough road to ride. I mean, I am fine right now. I'm not feeling dysphoric from getting hairier or manlier. I sometimes just think like, what if I get too hairy? But that makes sense. I mean, guys feel the same way. They don't want to get ugly, because yeah, I want to impress ladies in the future. I guess sort of, yeah. This is a stupid thought, but it's more mainly thing that because I don't want to lose out of potentially starting a relationship in the future for once, because I never had that before. But because of my insecurities and my situation, it's not that easy to just go out there and find a woman, especially now with everything, social media, and people getting more antisocial, I guess, because more people are wanting to be alone, and there's a whole smash about that. It makes me kind of upset in a way, because I want to feel like I'm worthy, which is a stupid thought, I know, but sometimes I think I'm a guy enough, but the other days I think I'm not, because I'm still getting misgendered, or people don't see me that way, or simple things like that, and it gets to me a lot. So yeah, it's typical with people like me, and like it's typical with anyone, but because of dysphoria and anxiety and all that stuff compared, it's always difficult. You have to like pick out what is what and why it is the way it is, because sometimes I get anxious, but I have to think why I'm anxious and what makes me anxious, and when I get that out of the way, it makes it more easier for me to like, move through it. Because I'm not the person that confuses. There's one person, I mean, my neighbors are okay, sort of, but there's one person who has an obsession with tapping water. He's like every single day, like, don't complain. But yeah, so I will see in the future what will happen. I just hope that, I mean, I'm not relying on hormones too much. I just say this in general. I hope things will work out in the end, fully or more. Because now they are working out, but I'm still struggling in some areas where I wish I could have felt better, which is outside again of the gender stuff. It's just general life, like confidence and financial stuff and adjusting and change and blah, whatever. So that's my video, I guess. I'm not doing voice comparisons. I'm not gonna do 1 month on T2. I'm not even prepared for that anyway. If you want to be so curious about if my voice dropped, just watch the other video that like from at least two months ago. Okay, more than 2 months ago, and you will see. You can hear the difference maybe slightly, but I'm also not like I don't know. My voice feels present more, but it could just be the beginning anyway. But I wish it would drop faster. But it's not gonna happen. It's just because it's 2 months, 3 months almost now, so and it can't drop too fast either because I don't know how I would be able to. Yes, in a way I don't know how to explain this, but I feel suffocated easily when like my nose is stuffed or there's too much wind in my throat, like in my lungs from out the storm. I feel suffocated when I'm under in clothes that are too close to my neck, and in honesty, I feel suffocated if my voice would be too strict, like too, like, let's say I have a male voice, but I can't later on not make any tone change, like it's just pure monotone. It's like, and my voice gets very exhausted because your throat and your airway is not that far off, and I sometimes, maybe it's because of binding, but I sometimes feel like because of my voice suddenly squeaking, I suddenly feel like I can't, or it just goes away, just like that. So sometimes I just feel like I'm panicking, but it's not because it's just a suffocation. It's like I just can't get the air out. I just can't get the sound out. It's just like there's just that panicky feeling, like a stuffed nose. I don't know how to explain it. It's so fucking weird. I have weird fixations, but mind you, I do have autism and all that stuff. And I mean, not using it as an excuse, but it is difficult for me to like the guy with the tap water. If I hear it like constantly, I get pissed off. I get uncomfortable. I get annoyed. I get storms in my face. I just can't. If you ever want to know like 100 facts about me, and I wish I'm willing to make that video, and you want to see that video, I can make that video. Like everything things I like, things I dislike, things I have problems with, things that I enjoy, things that my hobby, my name. Maybe I will put my name out there for those who don't know my name. My name, not my dead name, but my name now. Because I will tell you, I'm never gonna give up my dead name, because that's a personal thing. So my dead name before transitioning. So for those who want to know that, you're not getting that. But that's, you have to respect that. That's something I'm not. A lot of us trans people don't feel good with, because that is linked to our past, to our gender that it was before this, like our. So please, it's the same as somebody not respecting your, like, oh, you're sick. Well, I don't believe you're sick. Are you sick though? Is that a real disorder? Are you sure it's real? Like, you don't want that people do that with you. I mean, which makes sense. But I'm gonna end the video because I'm getting out of breath. I am getting a little bit. If you noticed, my nose is stuffed here. So yeah, I think you know enough about about me transitioning now. So okay, just to add in there, if I can try to edit this, but I just went on my channel, and I think I am demonetized, but I'm not even monetized. Like, my comments are disabled, and I never, really and honest, did not disable my comments. So yeah, what in the world caused me to get this punishment for being just a small channel? Okay, really, I'm gonna rant about YouTube for a bit, but YouTube, you can eat this. You just demonetize me. I'm not even monetized. Like, my comments are disabled, even from older videos before the new updates. Now people think I am one of these. No, guys, please. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks a lot. I think I fixed it. Apparently, there's an automatic system that turns off comments. Like, I didn't even select that. YouTube, why do you... Why does internet always do these sneaky things without even announcing it to you personally, like in a message, like, hey, we did this. Maybe I just didn't look at it. Well, fuck. Because I'm not a big channel at all, so why would I get censored? That doesn't make any sense. Unless I did it when I was drunk, but I. You know, I try to save the comments and nope, it refuses. Apparently I'm filtered because I probably said fuck or shit or boobs or something like that. It's like now. So if you wanted to comment on this video or other videos and you're censored, then I don't know why. Apparently YouTube just does this to me. So if you want something to say, I think you do it in discussions in my profile on my channel. I think that's the only way. I'm so sorry guys. YouTube is just being a fuckhead because I did not turn disable comments on. I tried to change and it just keeps telling me it cannot process the change, the edit. It says cannot change, like, so apparently yeah, I would be censored then, because what else would, because I'm trans? No, I don't know, it just, for some reason it just disabled my comments and it cannot go back. I went to the settings, I turned off all, allow all comments, don't know how to translate it from Dutch to English, and it refuses.